Hey everybody, this is Mike with the One Stop Co-op Shop, and today I'm doing a preview of X-ODUS Rise of the Corruptions, 2nd edition, that's coming to crowdfunding. And as always, we take no money from publishers, we just want to help you make an informed decision by showing off the game. And if you like the content on the One Stop Co-op Shop, consider supporting us through Patreon. You get early access to our videos and exclusive videos every month you can't see anywhere else. You can also listen to our weekly podcast for reviews and design discussions, or join the conversation and say hi on our Discord. So X-ODUS Rise of the Corruption is a game I played previously on the channel in the 1st edition. This is a 1 to 4 player cooperative game of adventure where you and other players are controlling these spaceships and leveling them up and trying to defeat these evil, corrupt forces that are trying to take over the galaxy. And the 2nd edition has just a metric ton of changes, so much that it's not entirely a new game. Like if you watch the old video or played the original game, you'll recognize a lot. But it has changed so much that it did need a whole new crowdfunding campaign. And yeah, I'm going to be controlling 2 ships on normal difficulty, and we'll see how we do trying to stem the flow of corruption. I've got the Explorer, who levels up by having Star Trek-style encounters in different areas, and I've got the Warship, which is all about blasting things to smithereens. That's how they level up. And the basic idea of the game is we're trying to get through this set of tiles. It's based on player count. Down near the bottom, there is this main corrupt gate that the enemies are coming through, this rift in space that we need to seal. But spread throughout these tiles randomly are the 2 precursor signals that we need to get, these keys that will allow us to seal that final rift. When we locate those signals, we'll flip over these cards and find out what we actually need to do to secure the keys. Meanwhile, at the end of every round, this little marker is going to advance forward. Whenever it reaches one of these spaces, we're going to increase the level of the enemy ships and spawn an avatar, which is like a boss that'll be chasing us. And I'm not sure, actually, the rules didn't say which side to use, but I'm guessing since I'm only playing 2-player that I should have fewer avatars trying to murder me. That seems right. There's a lot of stuff I'm not 100% on. The game looks very close to being done. Like, they've done an amazing job with the prototype, but they are still experimenting with things and developing things. So yeah, the rules aren't 100% clear on everything. I'm just going to try my best here. But yeah, if that gets all the way to the end, we lose. We're also going to have these turn-to-turn ascendancy cards that'll give us like little mini quests to complete, and if we don't, then this thing will level up, which will make those avatars even stronger. We start with 1 avatar augmentation. In this case, it is Brax. And during the corruption phase, I will have to increase the ascendancy by 1 and get closer to the avatars being stronger. If my ships don't collectively have scrap, which is this general resource we can use to like upgrade and repair our ships, equal to or greater than the current threshold, which is 1 right now. So actually, that's not too hard. As long as we don't spend all our scrap, we should be fine. And yeah, besides that, let's just jump in and I'll explain how things work as we go through the first round, and you'll see some combat. You might see Mike dying. You might see Mike cursing because the dice of this one can be a little frustrating if you don't roll well. We'll see how it all goes. All right, so first in the action phase, we're going to reveal an ascendancy card. Then we're going to perform ship actions, 1 ship at a time. And then we're going to discard ascendancy if there's 1 in slot 2. So sort of Robinson Crusoe style for people who have seen that game. You get a couple turns to respond to things. All right, so this one is pacification. They've all got flavor text on them. The corruption festers in the shadows of unchallenged foes. If left unchecked, its influence will spread, engulfing system after system in an unstoppable tide. The fleet must strike first, purging hostile forces before they can reinforce and tighten their grip on the sector. There is no safety in inaction, only the illusion of control. All right, so for all of these, we're going to start based on the number of ships in play. So here, we're going to start on this 2 spot, and the number of red sort of chevrons there is, when this falls off, how much this will advance. So if we had 4 or 3 players and we didn't do anything, then it would advance twice. With 2 players, if we don't do anything, it's going to advance once. If you get it down here to the white, then it's just going to discard without any penalty. And in this case, it's going to move down every time we pacify a system, which means defeat every sentinel, every enemy in that system. So here it's not too bad. We've got 2 rounds to just kill 1 system. Heck, the warship wants to kill a lot more than that. So we'll see how things go. But now we get to take our actions. So let's talk about our ships. The Explorer, they have 6 hull. So I have 6 of these little tokens here. Whoops, that one is not supposed to be red. As I take damage, they'll be getting flipped, and then you can heal them later. If you lose them all, you get blown up. And dying doesn't permanently remove you. You do get to come back, but if both of us die at the same time, then we lose the game. I've got my actions. For the Explorer, it is 4, so I'm going to move that down as I take them. The warship only has 3, so I do get to do a bit more. This is my energy track. This red marker is my starting max energy, which means I can only spend 1 energy each turn because I slide it down and boop, I'm out. but I can spend the indicated amount of scrap to move this over, and I do refill my energy to full every round, so it is a very good thing to do that. I've also got my dice here. Yellow dice are the best ones for friendliness, but they are the worst for combat. Blue are in the middle, and red, which is both of the warship's dice, are the best for combat. I've also got a strain value. Once per turn, I can roll this strain die, a d12, to get an extra action for the turn, a 5th action in this case. But if I get a 7 to 11, any of the yellow, then I take a damage card, which are pretty nasty and can be annoying to get rid of. And if I get a 12, I take 2 damage cards. So I'm not going to do that unless it's really important. And then I have a way to gain experience. This says whenever you place a removed exploration marker on this map, so whenever I explore a system, I'm going to move this up 1. And whenever I get to the 2, then the 3, then the 4, then the 5, then the 6, I'm going to get to grab one of my unique ship's little augmentation cards here. I start with one here, and each of them is double-sided. So in this case, I picked the probe scanner. For 1 energy, when I send a probe, which is one of the actions I'm about to discuss, I get to draw 2 system cards, keep one, and return the other to the top of the system stack, so I can explore a bit more efficiently than other people can. And we'll see my warship in a second, because I'm going to go with the Explorer first. We could actually do what's called forming a fleet and have both of us move and fight together for safety, but that's the first turn. I'm not going to do that. We are, by the way, starting on a corrupted system. This is where the avatars will be spawning from, and they can also teleport from one to the other. The sides that have the red are impassable, so right now we just have 2 ways to go out. I actually got to pick which of the corrupted systems I wanted to start with, and I picked one that had kind of limitations to movement, because limiting your movement also limits the avatar's movements when they're chasing you later, which can be pretty important. All right, so let's talk about actions. First, the move ones. These are really important. So send probe costs 1 action and lets you pick a space and put the top tile into that space without moving in there, without endangering yourself if something nasty is waiting. A jump lets you move into a space that's already been revealed. A blind jump combines the two. You move into an empty space and immediately put a tile and reveal it, but that could have you get attacked. You know, the warship wouldn't care that much about that, but the Explorer certainly does. You also have a hyperspace rush that lets you move 3 systems for only 2 AP, but they have to all be revealed already. You can explore if you're in a system with an exploration thing. You can trade with each other or with these allies you find. You can do things to pick up the precursor signals, do stuff for some of the ascendancy cards. You can fix and increase your max energy and stuff. But you're mainly doing these ones most often, and certainly the Explorer who doesn't want to be fighting, that's all they want to be doing for the moment. So for action 1 of 4, let's go ahead and send a probe over here. I'm not going to use my probe scanner yet. Let's see what we get. Okay, so we have gotten this a nasty one. I'm glad I didn't move in. This little white cube indicates that there is an adventure here to be had. There is an exploration that I can do. This means that there's 1 sentinel, 1 enemy in this place waiting for us. But this means that they are a stronger enemy. So right now we only have level 1 enemies in our deck, 4 of them. But if I went in here and fought, I would have to draw 1 from the level 2 enemies waiting on top of the reserve. And I get to put it in any way so that it connects to my current tile. But I could have things blocked off here. It doesn't really matter that much. Okay, well, that was something. I'm going to now explore again for my second action. We're going to use that probe scanner card and my 1 energy available to draw 2 cards, because I don't want to be locked in with lots of nastiness. Oh, and I might have been. Wow, look, that would have been a dead end with another rift. So that is going to go on top. I will be aware that that is there. But I'm going to place this one, which has an ally. So when we go in there, we'll be able to buy stuff from them. And also it's just a nice place, which is great. So yeah, let's go ahead and move in for their third action. And we draw the ally card, which in this case is the cartographer. So the big thing is this shows how many regular modules and how many precursor modules, 3 and 1 respectively, I will draw for this ally that we can buy from them with scrap, not that we have much yet. And then also, this is a one-time free action we can do once per game. During the action phase, I can reveal up to 3 systems anywhere, which actually I might want to do because I can get a lot of the map scouted. And this is, by the way, ally with a Roman numeral 2. So I'm going to mark our cartographer buddy here with the same number. And let's see what they have for sale. You can hold any number of these. These are in addition to the modules you get when you level up your character. This is the amount of scrap it costs to buy them. That seems like a lot. So these ones with the 1 here means that they're single use. The weapon supercharger lets you add 4 damage to your next attack roll. Pretty amazing. And the EMP bomb lets you skip enemy retaliation after an attack roll, so you don't have to suffer their negative effects. The scavenger arm, meanwhile, is an ongoing one. It lets you, whenever you scavenge, gain an additional scrap. Scavenging is part of the ship maintenance action. You get to pick 2 options. You could take an action just to gain 2 scrap, for example. That's also, again, how you increase your max energy and stuff. So that one could really fast track your scrap gaining. And then the precursor one is an avatar virus. During your turn, disable the shields and abilities of an avatar until the end of the turn. So if you're like going to fight an avatar and try to kick their butt, one of those mini bosses, you could use that. But at least for the explorer, only the scavenger arm really interests me much. You know, before I take my last action, I'm going to use their once per game free thing and explore 3 times anywhere. Let's put this really nasty rift, all the way over here. But then for the other ones, let's put them like maybe here and here. So let's do this one next. Ooh, that's good. So that's a wormhole. You can teleport from there to another wormhole for 1 movement. Very nice. And it's also got another exploration, but one that I can actually go to safely this time. And then we'll do our last one here. Oh, a double exploration. And let's give ourselves maximum options for moving out of there. But yeah, I think that makes my final action for the explorer pretty obvious. I'm going to move in here, so next turn I can have some fun and level up. All right, now we get to the warship. They have only 3 actions. They have a way worse time straining. They're going to take damage most of the time on a 4, 1 damage, on a 10 or higher, 2. But they have 9 hulls, so they're really tanky. They have 2 red dice to do a ton of damage, and I've chosen to give them their Berserker Cannon upgrade for 1 energy. After an attack roll, I can reroll one of my dice, and I double the hits, or the circle is like the enemy hitting you, or the circle if I roll that. So if I rolled my red dice and I get the circle that I don't want, I could re-roll it, and do 6 extra damage. That would have been a good result if I was fighting. So yeah, as you can tell, killy, they level up from defeating enemies. That's what they're here for. Which might make me want to go this way, but honestly, I don't want to put a nastier enemy in the enemy pile yet, because then I'll be dealing with them like nastier enemies for the rest of the game. So I'm thinking I might want to have them go like 1 and then blind jump 2, and maybe they'll find a new fight to go into. So 1, blind jump. So again, that combines both the moving and the flipping of this location. Oh, and this one works out great. Okay, so I have to put it like this or like this. We'll just have it with the right orientation. So there is an enemy there. Normally when you move into a location, you can choose to roll both your dice, and if you don't get a circle on either die, then you're actually hidden from the enemy. You can keep on moving. That's what the explorer likes to do. But you could choose to not roll for detection and just automatically get detected if you want to fight. Clearly, I want to do that. But also, if you have a thing like this with the little, targeting or whatever that is, radar symbol, then you're automatically detected when you move in, so no roll necessary. All right, so we still have 1 action left, but we are fighting. That's just going to happen for a little while. We'll keep on going until we either run away or defeat the enemy, or until we're defeated, and then we'll continue our final action. So right now I've only got the 4 level 1 sentinels, so we're going to draw a damaged bomber. And we'll put them in this little thing here. So they have 4 hull, just like our hull, and they have 1 shield, which means every time we attack, they're going to subtract that much from it. And they also tell us what's going to happen when we roll those circle results. That means we miss, but also they hit us. So with 1, they get 1 hull damage to us, and then charge 1. With a 2, they get 1 hull damage and charge 2. And what's that mean? Well, charge 1 just puts a marker on the enemy up to 3, but charge 2 places a marker on them, and then for every marker on there, we have to roll a die, and they're going to hit us for each circle rolled. They're basically like getting close and trying to bomb us, but I don't care. So when you fight, you can choose to roll both your dice, which is a higher chance of getting attacked, but a higher chance of you rolling a bunch of hits. And especially here where I want to block through his shields, because that's subtracted from the total of the damage I deal each round. I really want to get through. But I could also roll 1 die for a bit more safety, less chance of them getting like the double circle there that really would mess us up. Or I could even try to withdraw from the combat. But nah, we're going big, and we got our Berserker Cannon to help us out. So that was a great roll. They're dead. So the lightning bolts are used during skill checks generally, and the little POW like hit symbols are used during combat. So I did 5 damage, -1 for their shield. This is why we bring a warship along with us. So we have defeated them. Whenever you defeat somebody, you get scrap equal to their level. So I'm going to get 1. And then in my case, I also gain 1 experience for defeating an enemy. 1 more and I'll get another augmentation. And because that was the only enemy in this system, we pacify the system. So we get to put a little blue marker in here. At the end of this round, it's going to become red. At the end of that round, they've rebuilt and they're ready to defend again. But for now, we can pass through there freely. We can only explore in a pacified system, so that's great. Explorers liking everything going on with that. And don't forget about our Ascendancy card. So this now has no danger for us whatsoever. We don't have to worry about it next round. All right, and what should I do for the warship's last action? Part of me thinks that I should take a ship maintenance action, because I could spend my scrap to increase my max energy. Alternatively, I could do the exploration, because yes, while the explorer certainly benefits from it, they've got a lot to explore already, so it kind of makes sense for maybe the warship to do this one. Yeah, you know what? I like that option. So I'm going to go ahead and explore for my last one. So I remove this cube. I don't get anything special from that. Again, the explorer would have gained an experience. And I reveal a card. Some of them are going to be like threat cards where you have to roll attacking against them, basically. But here I get to pick one option. And I found a time capsule. The alien device holds vast amounts of raw data, risking overload to your computers. Running a deep scan could allow you to draw the precursor ship module of your choice. Oh my gosh. So I get to pick one of these options, which is what the little single ship thing shows here. Sometimes you also have options that are like for an entire fleet of ships traveling together. So here I could access a random blueprint, which would let me gain one free module from the top of the deck. Not too bad. If I have the keyword specialist or precursor, I don't. I only have the combat keyword, so even the explorer couldn't have done very well with this. I could access the metadata of the device itself and get a free precursor module. And yeah, if I do a skill roll to run a deep scan of the core nodes, I could get the precursor module of my choice, which is absolutely insane. But this is a roll where I'm trying to get this indicated number of lightning bolts. And let's see how red is looking. Lightning bolts, where are you? Oh, there's one on each die. So what would that be? I need to get one of them. 25 out of 36 chance I wouldn't, so a 1/3 chance I would succeed at that. That seems like a bad idea. Because on a failure, I get nothing, and I get whatever the negative here is, which in this case is to draw a damage card. No, I think I'll just take my free blueprint and like it. So this gets discarded. That exploration is gone. We can't do that place again. But my warship got emergency batteries. Ooh, nice. Recover 3 energy by discarding this. That's a great card. Now, I should talk about something briefly, which are the co-pilots. So in a 2-player game, you have 3 of them, like I have here. And this is a new thing to the game. Gives some mitigation, some extra options on your turn. So each of the co-pilots has 2 different ways to use them, and the cost is in the middle. So for this guy, I'd have to use an energy, or 2 energy for that, or 2 scrap for that. And they have a combat use for some mitigation. So here, after I do an attack roll, I could spend 1 energy and discard this card to count lightning bolts as 2 damage. Or they have a non-combat option. So here, during your turn, I could reroll my strain die. So actually, if I hadn't used the energy for the explorer for the other thing, it would have been great to roll the strain die, only have a 7 to 12 to worry about, and then have this as a free reroll. Some of them will also let you use dice from this reserve, which always has these 4 blue dice that have tons of lightning bolts, and then has other dice of your choice. But when these get used for co-pilot abilities, they get taken away forever. So the reserve does slowly shrink if you use a lot of co-pilots. And all 3 of these are going to get discarded at the end of the turn, and we'll get new ones. So I didn't use any of them this time, but it's nice to know they're there. All right, so now we would discard an ascendancy card if there was one in slot 2. There's not, but we will move the slot 1 to slot 2. We've already completed it, so there's nothing to worry about, but it would then fall off next turn. Okay, now we do the corruption phase. So we trigger anything that's at the start of the corruption phase. Then we increase corruption 1 forward, and we might get new avatars and nastier enemies. Then if avatars are out, we'll move them. So here we definitely have enough scrap to prevent that, so this is not moving. But this is coming forward 1, so in 2 more rounds, we will get our first avatar, and come on, and nastier enemies added to the deck. No avatars to move, and now we go to the end phase. We discard red markers and flip blue markers. So this place is not going to be safe for very much longer, but hey, my warship can just come back in and kill it again. Our energy goes back to full. If we were hiding from enemies, we would become visible. Co-pilots get discarded, we get 3 new ones. Our actions come back, and if we were in a fleet, we would stop being in a fleet. And that's it. That's 1 whole round. Yeah, the Explorer's in Explorer Heaven. He's ready to do a whole bunch. We've gone through a little bit of the deck, a lot more thanks to that ally, but we still haven't found our first precursor key. But yeah, things are going pretty well. All right, let's get Ascendancy card number 2, United Front. Alone, they are vulnerable. Scattered, they are doomed. The corruption thrives in isolation, breaking the will of those who stray too far from their allies. To withstand the coming darkness, the fleet must rally, standing together as one, or risk being picked off ship by ship until nothing remains. Oh, this one's interesting. Look, it doesn't matter what player count is. Place a marker on the left slot before discarding this card. If all ships are in the same system, move the marker. Oh, and geez, so specifically not this round, but next round, we need to end with each other. It'd be a lot nastier in 3 or 4 player, not going to be too bad for 2 player. So, okay, just something to keep in mind, we shouldn't be straying too far. All right, let's do Explorer again, I think. Do some exploring here. But first, I see that I've got a strain modulator. For 1 scrap, I can re-roll the strain die. So let's try to get a 5th action. I can only do this once per round. And I got a 6, which is safe, so I don't need to use my scrap. I don't need to use that co-pilot, but I do have 5 actions. So we'll use the first one to explore, which gets me an experience. What have we got? Quantum Arsenal. Okay, so if I'm a rogue, which I am, I can trigger a detonation through the rift. Do I want to do that? Oh, let me disable a rift until the end of the round. Meh, whatever. Okay, here I could divert the energy of the arsenal to your modules to repair some damage. Nah. What's this main one? The construct draws unstable energy from a pocket rift to materialize armament. Stabilizing it can enable you to replace up to 2 of your dice with any from the reserve. I don't really want to do that. I don't want to fail the skill roll, so whatever. I'll just say that I'm triggering a detonation, I guess. Again, doesn't actually matter, but at least nothing negative is happening. All right, now for my first real action, I'm going to explore the other thing there, which does level me up. Let's check my options. So I can get a system-wide scanner. Whenever I explore, gain 2 scrap, holy crud, or a hyperspace scanner. Whenever I reveal a system, gain 1 scrap. I want to be exploring, so yeah, let's go for that. Now, unfortunately, it does not apply on the explorer that got me, at least I assume it doesn't. All right, what do we got? Research Station. Even after countless years, precursor technology remains active, with the AI extending a greening. There's a rare chance to delve deeper into the mysteries surrounding the enigmatic precursors. All right, so I'm not a specialist or a precursor. I don't need repairs. Ooh, but access the maps of the station. That sounds good. Oh, and yes, it is. It says I get to draw and reveal a tile anywhere. I think I get to draw the tile first and then place it. At least that's how I'm reading the explanation of that icon. Oh, so yeah. Again, maybe I'm cheating, but I think that is allowed. Bye. So there's only... Wait, is that right? Oh, no. Okay, so you start with 1, and then there's 3 other regular ones in a 2-player game, and then the big main rift at the end. So I've definitely gotten some early rifts, but there should be some more friendly stuff coming my way, one would think. All right, so I've got 3 actions left. I could move 1, 2, and explore again. That would get me some scrap. That would get me, but I'm not helping to win the game if I do that, am I? I need to be exploring tiles. So let's scan here. I'm not going to use my probe scanner for my 1 energy left. This leaves me with 2 actions. Ooh, that is one of the precursor keys. So yeah, I have 2 actions left. Let's go see what the heck we need to do for this thing. All right, so I label which one it is before I flip the card. And let's see what we've got. Sealed Station. The signal leads you to a strange space station near a lone star. It is heavily shielded against the intense heat and radiation, using a key as a power source. You won't be able to bypass the shield with brute force, and will have to hack the station's network instead. Okay, so we are starting off here. We can take actions in this system. For every lightning bolt we get, it moves 1. When it gets here, then we can get the key. My yellow die has 3 sides with lightning bolts, and my blue die has 2, so clearly better than the red dice that the warship has. So sure, for my last action, let's start trying to move that bad boy. Get us halfway to saving. Ooh, actually, hold on. Remember how I have 1 energy left? Look at this side, what is it, sidekick? No, co-pilot. Before any non-combat roll, add 1 die from the reserve to your dice roll. I'll spend my 1 energy for that. And these boost dice, of which there are 4, are insane. Look, 2 on 2 sides, 1 on 2 other sides. All right, and here we go. 3, that's great. Yeah, it gets me pretty dang close, right? 1, 2, 3, yep. So next turn with 1 or 2 actions, I should be able to make that happen. But that boost die is kicked out of the game, so we're going to have fewer of them for the future. All right, not much need for the warship to come and help with that precursor key. I don't think they could do much anyway. So I do need to eventually reach, but what if I explore around to get some more tiles out? That seems like the way to go. So I'm just going to blind jump. They don't care what they face. They'll just blow it up anyway. And we're getting, more enemies for them to befriend. Oh no, and a harder way to get back around. Okay, so there's another exploration cube here. We're having another battle. And this time it's a chaser with 5 hull, but 0 shields. And if I roll 1 circle, they're aggressive. If I roll 2, they're disrupting. Either way, though, they only deal 1 hull damage. What does aggressive say? In your next combat roll, you must choose defense. I was going to choose defense anyway, buddy. Without shields, what do I care? Whereas with disrupting, they would force me to discard 1 co-pilot. Well, yeah, who cares? But either way, I'm going to do 1 die at a time because there's not really any negative to doing so with them having no shields. So round 1, 3 damage. This is going great. Round 2. Let's go and use our Berserker Cannon. So I can re-roll this, but if I roll a circle again, I take double. Well, actually, I guess it's not that bad. I still only take 1 damage. They just disrupt me, and that's not a big deal. But I did 6 more damage. You are so dead. So I get 1 more scrap. And I get another experience. So let's see what our augmentation choices are. Whenever I defeat an enemy, get a scrap. Whenever I defeat an enemy, recover 2 energy. I mean, that seems good, because as I get more combat powers, I can just, like, keep on blasting, theoretically. That's another pacified system. And I could do the exploration, but whatever. I'm just going to keep on blind jumping and trying to find a way back. So I'll go here. Oh, it's the other precursor? Seriously? All right, well, let's see what it is, and I guess I'll give myself options to get to each other. Well, this might be a very quick game indeed. Avatar stasis. The signal leads you to a frightening vision, an avatar trapped in stasis by a strange weapon. A key is powering the stasis, oh god, and preventing the otherwise undamaged ship from reactivating. You can claim it quite easily, but doing so will free the avatar almost immediately. Ah, crud. Okay, so place the key on the left slot. As an action, move it. The key is now accessible. When claimed, draw an avatar card and place it standing in the system at the start of the next corruption phase. Yikes. So, feel like I shouldn't get it yet. And I should keep looking for the main rift, because you got to bring the keys there to actually, like, lock stuff down. No point in pissing off the avatars yet, right? So with that in mind, let's blind jump one more time, I guess this way. Hope we can connect stuff. Oh, that actually works out. Oh, and I'm getting another combat. I don't mind. Yeah, so now I can go here, and, odds are incredibly good I'll be able to have one of those connected to meet up to prevent this thing from going off, although it's only 1 per ship in play. It's not, like, horrific if it happens. All right, combats have definitely gone my way this time. Let's see how it goes. Ooh, and maybe the Explorer can actually get in there. Okay, the Interdictor. He's got, 5 and 1 shield. That's a lot worse. And then he's doing 1 or 2 damage plus Surge. All right, Surge. Place a marker on this card. Oh, if you get a 4th marker, you increase Ascendancy. Okay, so you just don't want to fight him for too long. But I ain't worried about that. Am I? I don't have any energy left. Well, whatever. We got this guy. Boom. Oh, okay. So I do only 1 damage to him. I don't have any energy left for my reroll. But he's doing 1 to me because of the miss. And he's getting 1 surge. All right, let's go for it again. Okay. So 2 more damage gets through, but he damages me again. And he gets another surge. All right, come on. A little bit better. A little bit better. Now, if you kill them, by the way, their hits don't happen. So, like, if I roll a 3-on-1 die, but the miss on the other side, that would be okay. That is not what happened. Oh, my God. All right, so as long as I don't double miss this turn, though, the surge won't matter, but I am fairly damaged. And, okay, I got him. So the miss doesn't happen. So I get another scrap. I'm almost to level 3, and I pacify another system in case my buddy wants to get in here. Alrighty. I guess that's good for now. How far could the last rift be? So there's piles of 4 tiles plus a 5th rift added. So I got to get through at least 4 tiles before the last 5 will have the main rift somewhere in there. Could be the top, could be the bottom. So if I do like 1, I can just kind of try to explore maybe around this key. We'll see. All right, so this one drops off. No negative. This one has not happened yet, though. This increases, so next turn we'll add a bunch of new baddies. That's fun, and our first avatar will come out. No avatars to move, and a lot of pacification is winding down. And we recover energy, we get new co-pilots, and let's go. Oh, speaking of co-pilots, yikes, they all need 2 energy, which makes me think that maybe I should upgrade my energy capacity. First, let's see what our new agenda is, or ascendancy. Obelisk Remnant. A colossal corruption-infused obelisk materializes in deep space, radiating pulses that disrupt navigation and energy systems. It cannot be ignored. Only direct, concentrated assault can shatter its hold before it warps the fabric of reality itself. Okay, place a marker matching the number of ships. As an action, perform a skill roll. Ooh, and advance it for each hit roll. So this is actually going to be way better for our warship. And if we don't prevent it, it doesn't increase ascendancy. It just makes it worse for ships when they stray. And it automatically increases this whenever we try to get an extra action. That's not great. You know, with that, I think I'm going to have the warship actually go first this time. And I'll have them do the ascendancy action first. With a good hit, we should be able to knock this out in 1 turn. That'll do it. So that's already safe. Then I think I'm going to take a ship maintenance action. So I get 2 options. I will, for one of them, spend 2 scrap to upgrade my max energy. And you move both things up, so I actually have 2 energy this round now. And for the other one, I could pay 1 scrap to repair my hull. Sure. By the way, I can't forget that if we ever have 0 scrap between us, then we're going to trigger that ascendancy move. But yeah, clearly that's not happening. What do I want to do for my last action? I mean, I can move in here, because then that would give them time to definitely get the key and then come in and join me. Or I could just stay here and get some scrap. That would be fine. Because I don't really mind being here and fighting the guy when they pop back up. That will allow us to go back and get this key more safely. Because, let's see, 1, 2, 3... If I get all of those, then I should be in a pretty safe spot to come back and get this key and then like try to get the final rift somewhere in here, hopefully. So sure, I'll do another ship maintenance and just get 2 more scrap and wait for my buddy to come in. Okay, so for the Explorer, let's try to get the key. We need 2 lightning bolts. I'm just going to go for it, see what happens. Okay, that's 1 of them. Let's do another action. That's 2. Okay, and we can get it as a free action, so we've got that. And then, oh, I guess I'm assuming this is safe for me to move through. That's not necessarily true. Okay, 3, we'll do a blind jump. Oh, wait, hold on. I don't need to join up with him, right? Because I forgot I wanted to explore both of these places. Yeah, so for my last 2 actions, I guess I could strain again. But no, let's try it. For my last 2 actions, I will do this one first. Oh, there's our last rift except for the main one. Oh, crow, which means that the big baddie is going to be popping in there. Guess we'll go like that. Okay, and then we'll do this one. Oh, a nasty enemy. An exploration I won't be able to get. But again, we're getting very close to where the final rift could be. Although now that I see that, should I like strain and try to get away? Yeah, I think I will, because I don't want to get killed by the friggin' avatar coming out. That's a damage. Leaking drive. I have to roll twice during detection rolls. During a repair action, or whatever it's called, the ship maintenance, I could pay 1 scrap to get rid of this. But hey, if I don't try to get detected, then it's not too bad. I'm going to do a blind jump into there. Okay, that's actually really good. The avatar might not reach me. I can explore and get myself some free scrap and get closer to leveling. I like pretty much everything there. And okay, so anything here on down could be the main rift. That one can't. Well, let's see how this avatar stuff goes. All right, so this guy pops off, and we have 2 ships in place. This advances twice, which means our threshold is almost 2, which would make it harder to avoid that. We would also have to flip another avatar augmentation. But yeah, we're going to be safe from that, so we should be okay. But now the nasty part, new avatar and new enemies. And the new enemy part is worse than it seems because I take the 4 level 2 cards, and I just shuffle them into the existing deck. So if I had fought enough enemies to reshuffle it, then it would have been not that bad. But now that warship is going to probably be fighting a level 2 guy when that system unpacifies. That'll be fine. And we're also spawning our first avatar at the closest rift, which is here, and it is Ravage. 18 life, 1 shield. Yeah, they are hard to kill. You really just want to run away. And there they are. And now they move. Y'all haven't seen this yet. And they tend to move pretty... Oh, man. I have a lower chance of not getting attacked than I thought. I want to see a 1 icon here. Oh, yay! All right, so they come charging towards us. So to show you how bad that could have been, though, so they could have gotten 2 or 3 if they get the wormhole thing. They can also use our wormholes, although we only have 1 right now, so it doesn't really connect to anything. Also, all the rifts connect to each other, so avatars can very easily get around when they need to. Although with the crazy way we built the rifts out with our free explorations here, they're certainly way less mobile than they normally would be. If they had reached me, I pretty much would have had to try to hide from them, which means it's basically letting them try to shoot at me. But then I still would have been in combat with them at the beginning of my next turn that I could have tried to jump away for 1 action. So, I mean, it would have been terrible. I probably would have taken a bit of damage, but still, glad that didn't happen. Let's go to the next round. I think things are actually getting close here. Didn't want to play on hard, but we got some luck. Sentinel Purge. The Avatar's mechanical sentinels patrol the galaxy, their cold precision guarding key systems with deadly efficiency. The fleet must band together, pooling their strength to purge these relentless sentinels before they tighten their grip on the system. All right, so we just have to do a regular skill action, and lightning bolts will advance it, so the Explorer will be better at it. But if we don't prevent it, it'll increase that whenever we use a wormhole. I don't know if we need to use a wormhole, so actually I'm kind of okay with that. All right, we're definitely going to have the warship go first because they're immediately going to get attacked since the system is not pacified anymore, but they can clear the way for the Explorer. And yeah, as one might expect, this is a nastier, whoops, upside down level 2. Oh, geez, 9 hull and 1 shield? And he has crippling if I get 2. What's that? Oh, lose 1 scrap for each damage card on your ship. It's actually not too bad, since I don't have any right now. And I've got 2 energy to use my Berserker Cannon, and if I defeat the guy, I get both of them back. So yeah, you know we're doing this. Here we go. That was a great first roll. He's down to 6. Let's go again. Okay, that was not as good. Let's use the Berserker Cannon and hope we don't get a double circle on this. We did. So we take 1 damage, but again, we don't have any damage cards. Or is that referring to damaged hull? Let me see. Nah, it's definitely the damage card icon. So yeah, nothing extra. That wasn't too bad. It does suck that we didn't get anything from our Berserker Cannon. Oh, I did do 1 damage to him. Sorry, from the 2. All right, let's try that again, shall we? That was good. That's 3 more after his shields. And I could just roll 1, but nah, let's go for it. Hey, all right, he is dead. That went great. And I get 2 scraps since he was a level 2. And I get, level 3. And when I get all my energy back, Scattered Beam. Your misses also count as 2 hits. Oh my God. Or I can use an energy to ignore a circle. I mean, I just want to kill, right? I want to blast. That's what we do. And we pacified this for the Explorer, which is great. We want to get at least 2 away from the Avatar, I think. So that was one. No, that was no actions. That's right. That was just free at the start of my turn. So we'll go 1. I think I'll scan, right? 2, 3. So 2 there gets us. Okay, I mean, I don't know if I want to go there, but I'll at least leave it open for exploring more. And then third, final action, I'm going to scan over here. Oh, geez. Okay, that was the earliest it could have come. Yep, that was the earliest it could have come. Okay. Oh, shoot, I didn't grab the key yet. That's okay. That's okay. We can make this work. What I think I'll do is have the explore, move. Wait, let the Avatar hopefully not reach us. And then next turn, I can have the Explorer get both, move in here and do the thing. And then I can have him deal with the extra Avatar and also like block for him because you can like block for each other. The Avatars try to do a final rush to the rift. Should work out for us. So yeah, first Explorer is going to do this one, which gets us up to 3 scrap with their system-wide scanner. Oh, we're getting lucky. None of these are the combat ones. Doppelganger. The torn rifts lead to a desolate realm where the shattered husks seemingly once your own ships drift in space. What the heck? Their final SOS echoes endlessly in the void, haunting and poignant, resonating. Okay, so I'm a rogue, so this is the only one I can do. Download the data about the cultist movement. Oh, it just lets me pacify 3 systems? All right. I don't really need to, but that's kind of cool, I guess. Everybody's pacified in this region of space. All right, then 2. I mean, should I explore again? It would let me level up again, but I could also like just go here and do scrap stuff. Nah, let's explore again. So that's my third action. So first I get to level up. Dual probe launcher. When I send a probe, reveal an additional system. Well, that's a little bit too late. When you send a probe, reveal a tile. Oh, none of these is good. Well, that was dumb. I guess I didn't need to level up at all then. Maybe the exploration will be cool. It might be. Landing platform. Concealed behind waterfalls, a landing platform grants access to a sprawling underground complex. The technology within is notably advanced, and it holds promising potential to aid on your journey. All right, so if I'm a rogue, I think that just gets me an experience. Yep. Or I could cure damage or get a module. Yeah, I don't really care about my damage, so I'll get a module, I guess. I'm not going to get a chance to level up before anyway. Ion Cannon. Before an attack roll, disable 1 shield for the next attack. Oh, it's an energy. I was like, wait, that's not that great, but I can do it over and over again. That's cool. All right, and clearly, last thing, I'll go over here to grab the key in a second and see if we can survive the onslaught. Okay, we definitely have enough scrap. This bad boy falls off with no effect. This one's not dealt with yet, but we don't really care. And I put the wrong thing on it. Corruption increases. We're not worried about that. And now we just got to hope this bad boy does not move 3 times, which is a single side. Yeah, just 1 side. Oh, or not. What? Okay, that was dumb. So now he's not even really he's not even an issue. He can't even get to us over here. All right, all of our pacification gets a little less pacified. We got our energy back, we get new co-pilots, and we're ready to win this thing. Now, so this guy's going to pop in when I steal the key during the corruption phase. So he would move in that avatar movement phase. Yeah, I just checked. This is dumb. We immediately move the avatars when we drop off the last precursor key. So this guy won't have a chance to spawn. Man, this is not... The game is not supposed to go this easily. That's okay. That's okay. At least it'll make a little quicker video, I guess. But yeah, so I'll have the Explorer go first. Sure. Why not? Or actually, you know what? Just in case we get a final little fight with this guy, which would be fun to resolve. Oh, wait a second. This guy can teleport through there, right? Because that would only be 1-2 movement. So actually, it's kind of worse for me that he didn't move, because otherwise this guy could have blocked for him. So yeah, I'm going to have the warship go first. He's going to move 1. Then he's just going to like level up as much as he can. So we'll get 2 health back for 2 scrap. That's his second action. And for his final action, he'll get 1 more back. Actually, you know what? He won't. He'll just spend all 3 to get another energy. So he has more for his Berserker Cannon and his Scatter Beam, and he'll get 1 scrap back to maybe use co-pilot or something, because we're going to have a big co-op battle against the final boss. All right, whereas this guy is going to spend 1 action to get the key. A second action to move. It takes an action to drop off any number of keys, so that will be his final action. But for his third action, let's increase his energy capacity. That'll cost 2 out of 3. And then I don't really care about the damage. I don't have a hull to repair. Well, I see some of the co-pilots need stuff, so sure, let's get another one. All right. And then we lock in the keys. And Bad Boy here needs to roll a 2 or a 3 to reach us. And he did. Okay, so even though we didn't get that guy in, we are going to have a final climactic battle. And we got to kill this guy. We can't survive otherwise. Let's look at our co-pilot options. So for 1 scrap, add 1 die from the reserve to your die roll. For 1 scrap, ignore a circle on your die roll. For 1 scrap, each lightning ball counts as 2. Ooh. All right, let's do this. I'm actually going to use 2 of those. I'm going to add a red die. Oh, no, I'm going to add a blue die with lots of lightning bolts. And then if that goes well, I'm going to pay for the pulse convergence. All right, so they're going ham. And I guess they'll disable 1 shield for the attack, which I think disables it for both characters, because, yeah, none of their other energy powers matter. And technically this is simultaneous, so we're doing that. That looks really good for that lightning bolt thing. And then the warship's coming in. They're not doing anything special, except rolling great. Wow. Okay, and then, yeah, we are going to spend 1 after the roll for this. So, holy crud. Let me see what I got here. 1, 2, 3. Each one counts as 2? Stupid. 5, 7, 9, 11, 12, 14. Shield disabled. That's the wrong way. So this guy's down to 4. Sorry that was so bad for you, buddy. All right, and let's go for it again. This time just doing it regular, although I will spend my last energy to take out their shield again. That was a worse roll. Let's see how our buddy does. That was a great roll. It doesn't matter. He's dead. What the heck, man? I didn't even have to use my scatter beam to do damage from a circle. I could have re-rolled and doubled. Like, all this stuff would have been great. I didn't need it. This was just a blessed game for Mike. But all right, there you go. That was a play of X-ODUS Rise of Corruption 2nd Edition. And what are my thoughts on this one? Well, first of all, things that I liked in the original game, I still like here. The sort of tactical building of the map to try to create lanes for you and your ally, to try to cloister off the enemies in corners and stuff. Again, I'm not sure if I cheated a bit with the abilities that let me put systems down to make things so one-sided over there, but that was definitely fun. Also, the ship level ups are fun. I didn't even get into the best ones. Like, look at the best ones for the heavy guy. Let's see, what's number 6? Healing energy. Whenever you spend energy, you heal 1 damage. Heck yeah. Or when you spend energy, you can lose scrap instead of spending energy. Actually, that one's not as cool. Let's see what number 5 is. So spend an energy before an attack roll. Add 1 to your next roll for every 3 undamaged hull on your ship. So if you're fully undamaged, that'd be 3 extra damage for a single energy. Or add 2 to your next roll for every 3 damage on your hit. Oh, but it's 2, so I can get... no, it's 6. You'd be dead, but I can get 4. So yeah, just like fun stuff. The leveling is cool. And the prototype they sent, there are 8 different ships. And each of them levels up in a totally different way, has their own unique deck of cards, has different dice to pull from. The white dice, if you saw that and are wondering, are wild. Not wild, sorry. You pick which one you want at the beginning of the game. So it lets you balance out teams, like more combat if you need it, more skills if you need it. And there's a lot of fun variety and sort of emergent narrative in the exploration cards, in the precursor keys, in the ascendancy cards. And by the way, the precursor keys are one of the main ways to modify difficulty, because you'll have nastier types. Like this red one I had was way worse, right? Spawning an entire avatar. Whereas this one was like pretty chill. If we just spent a little bit of time, nothing bad would happen. So the difficulty levels let you mix and match those types, which is really cool. So lots of cool stuff. What concerns do I have? Well, as you saw, I mean, not in this game, what you could have seen if Mike hadn't rolled like crazy is sometimes what the heck? There we go. That's a little, come on. There you go. Sometimes the dice don't go your way. Now, of course, some powers will let you mitigate that, but sometimes they won't. And it is the double whammy of getting a blank and not rolling any hits that can be really frustrating. So if you have a lot of bad dice luck, that could certainly sour the experience some. Although I do want to give credit to the co-pilots that they've added. These are great mitigation, and having like lots of options. I mean, if you have enough energy or scrap to mitigate your attacks is a nice bonus to have in this new edition. But still, the dice are going to make people angry sometimes. They can be swingy. Similarly, swingy can be how the tiles come out. Like, yes, if you have somebody like the Explorer, you can mitigate that some. But if, I don't know, if the 2 precursor keys had been the very last tiles, that would have made the game a lot different. Actually, even if this final rift had been the final tile out of the 5 in its group instead of the first tile, that would have changed things a lot. Now, of course, that is going to play into variety in the gameplay. Every time you play, you will have a different system and different stuff to explore. But luck is, again, going to be a potential frustration for people. I do think this tends to balance out a little better with 3 or even 4 players because it's a much bigger pile of tiles. I mean, I guess you could still have all the stuff near the bottom, but more likely with all of you exploring, things are going to be a bit more balanced. So I think 2-player might be the swingiest way to play. And when you do solo, you can pick 2, 3, or 4, whatever your, table space and brain will let you manage. And the game does have a lot of stuff that you don't have to interact with. Like, I didn't buy anything from the Ally. I didn't really get very many new modules at all. I'm not calling that a knock against the game because, we still won and things still went well. But, I think depending on the player count and how quickly things go and your luck and your ship, you'll interact with some things sometimes and not interact with them other times. Again, for some people, it's going to feel like more replay and more variety. For others, they might feel like they wish the game was more consistent in the experiences you had. I don't know. I can kind of see both points there. Another new element that I only briefly mentioned was these. I do like the variety in the Ascendancy cards. I do like that they give you extra things to worry about. It did seem a little bit weird that it didn't move more, and that this card meant so little because the threshold was only 1 for the entire game. So it was really easy to keep that much scrap. Like, how nasty would these have been? When Avatar engages a ship or fleet, they must perform a damage roll immediately. All right. Banish an ally if available. Okay, that's pretty nasty. Oh, it also raises up their stats on the ships themselves. Wow, 3 armor. That would be pretty crazy. All ships banish 1 hull damage, so we just have lower max. Yeah, so, that would have made a difference. But yeah, I am curious again, the swinginess of these coming out and being way harder or way easier, like the one where we had to meet up, way worse than the other ones. That's certainly going to affect how this stuff advances, and sometimes it won't advance much at all like it didn't in this game. But all this stuff, I'm sure, are things they're still balancing and looking at. Again, even though the prototype looks pretty dang done, I know they're still working on a lot of stuff for the game. But if you think it looks interesting, it should be launching the same day as this video or very soon. So go check out the crowdfunding page and see what you think for yourself. Thanks for watching, everybody. And a special thank you to our biggest Patreon supporters, J. William F., Steve Wren, Pedro Lucas, Miles, KCW, Andrew R., and Chris C. We'll see you at the next stop.